All right. Loy from LoyMachedo.com. Who is Loy Machedo? Think Personal Branding. This is the Ask Me Anything series where people ask me a question, and if I feel that question is worth it, I answer. Okay. So this is question number 2 of Ask Me Anything. And the question is from Sai Krishna, who says, Loy, what if your daughter turns out to be a lesbian and wants to marry another woman when she grows up? Will you allow that? Oh my goodness. Oh, ho, ho. If my poor baby girl, Helen Macedo, becomes a lesbian, a gay, homo, and she wants to marry another woman. Okay, let me answer this question. Mr. Sai Krishna? Well, you know, for many fathers, especially Indian fathers fathers of Indian origin, they have a lot of concerns. Oh, will my daughter get a boy to get married to, or will she graduate from college, or will she study, or will she get a good boy? Will she go to a good family? So these are some of the genuine concerns, and nothing to be laughed about. These are genuine concerns of an Indian parent. I'm pretty sure even parents from the West have this, where they want the child to study and one day settle down or whatever. I'm pretty sure in the West, instead of marry and all that, complete your education and get out, start your own. So for me as a father, first time father, what are my concerns? My concerns are, my daughter should, first is safety. I want her to be safe, because there are many sicknesses, there are many dangers, accidents, and literally, Thailand has the most dangerous roads in the world. So my first concern is her safety. Okay, when she is crossing the road or when she is going to school, I'm always worried, and I make sure that even if the school is not so great, but it's close by, I would take her there. When there was some outing or something, I told my wife, no need to take her there. We will instead take her to have a nice playful session. So I make sure my daughter is safe. First thing is safety. Okay. The second thing which I am very concerned about is obedience. I want her to listen to the mother, because she spends a majority of time with the mother. So I want her to be obedient, and sometimes kids are naughty and they don't listen. So then I take the rough, tough look, and I take the stick and show the face, and obviously she gets scared. Okay. Have I spanked her? Yes, I have given her on the below the buttocks, on the thigh. But I try my level best not to lose my cool. It's not a nice thing. Have I lost my cool in these last 4 years? I think twice. Twice, when she was really driving me mad. I'm sorry, not a perfect father. Okay, I've done it twice, but thankfully I've hit her behind, below the bum. Okay, not anywhere else. I don't want to hit her anywhere on the face, body, and all that. Okay. Then the third one, which is important for me, is I want her to have the upbringing that I never had. My father, mother were never there for me. They never spoke to me. They never communicated to me. They've never answered my doubts. I was like a lost child searching for meaning, identity, purpose. I always had these questions. I had a curious mind. In fact, my mother and father never allowed me to buy a single book, not a single book. If I'd even buy, there was a tell me why, tell me what, tell me how, I would open those books, encyclopedia. They would never buy me a book, because they just didn't want to. I don't know whether it was the money or what. And so I would spend all my time in the library. The librarian was more kind to me than my own parents. He used to give me not one book. You are allowed to take one book a week. He would allow me to take 3 to 4 books per day, and I would spend time reading them. I never studied. I never found study books interesting. So with my daughter, if she wants any book, I've told my wife, any book in the world, I will buy it for her. Okay. So not only books, but also I've given her a tablet. Initially, I thought a tablet was a very bad thing, but there are a lot of educational programs, languages. So my wife keeps an eye on what she sees. Yes, there are stupid cartoons like Booba and all that. Booba is a very funny, I think, Russian cartoon. You need to see it. very funny. It's like Tom and Jerry, slapstick, this thing. So we just control that, but I give her interactive games, which I pay money for also. A, B, C, D. I just found out from my wife that she is apparently the smartest girl in the class. She finishes the puzzles and homework as quickly as she can, and then she helps other students, which shows leadership skills. I've never asked her to do that, but she's doing that, so that's good. And it seems her English is far more better than most children. Now, obviously, I've told my wife, don't put her up on a pedestal, but keep encouraging her to learn more. Okay. So, but the main thing of communication is I want her to know that the mother is there if she needs anything. And if she needs anything more as she grows up, I'm there. Okay. So that's point number 4, I think. 4. Okay. Point number 5 is I obviously, being very concerned, Thailand is rather, even though it's a very reserved place, there's a lot of freedom. And the problem with freedom is teenage pregnancies are very common. Teenage sex is very common. Smoking is very common. Drinking alcohol drugs is very common. In fact, you'll see small girls as young as 9 riding motorcycle bikes without a helmet and all that. So those are the areas I want to make sure that she does not get into: smoking, drinking, drugs, and sexual relationships. And given the fact that I was a playboy, I would definitely do my level best to educate her and make her understand this is not permissible. Yes, I know you might say double standards. I did it. Yes, I did it because there was no one to guide me. Okay. Had I known what was right, what was wrong, and had someone been there to listen to me, and FYI, in case you do not know, I was sexually molested and raped when I was, I think, 7, 8, 9, that age. So I keep a like eagle's eye on my daughter. Okay. Then, so coming to, and finally, when she grows up, point number 6 is, I want her to, I don't care if she gets first rank. I don't care. But I want her to understand studies, if not memorize and just get high marks. I need her to understand education. But more than that, I want her to develop a business sense of how to manage money and how to manage business and how to use leadership skills to survive in the real world. So those are my priorities. Now, coming to the lesbian bit. Yes, religions, Islam, Christianity, I think even Hinduism, not too sure. I think being gay or being lesbian is looked down upon. Okay, they don't want whether the sons or the daughters not to be sexually homosexuals. Okay, for me, I was born in a very reserved family, conservative, where this was not even wearing a earring. Forget the tattoos. Even a piercing was not allowed by a man. In fact, the first girl I talked to, my stepfather beat the shit out of me. Okay. So with my daughter, let's say if she has a boyfriend or girlfriend, that is not the age when you're young. Okay. But let's say as she grows into a teenager and she has a boyfriend, girlfriend, I can't suddenly throw her out of the house, but I can put restrictions. Okay. And see, but then again, remember, if a child wants to do something and they are determined to do it, well, obviously you have to send the child to school, but then if they bunk school or, you take it as it comes. Okay. But sex is something I would educate my child because that is a very serious topic. A girl gets pregnant, boy doesn't get pregnant. Okay. But yes, STD is also there. So now if she does become a lesbian, let's assume she becomes a lesbian, it's a sexual preference. Being lesbian is a sexual preference. Would I be like, oh shit, you become, no, it's just a sexual preference. You want to be a lesbian? Okay, you be a lesbian. I don't care. In fact, being a lesbian has lesser headache than being in a relationship with a guy. It's not that there are no challenges. And just so that you know, in Thailand, there are quite a number of girls who end up being lesbian, quite a number of boys who end up being transgender. Thankfully, they don't cut their body parts and all that. That I think they do it at a later stage. But yes, I'd also guide her that, the fascination of being white skin or having big breasts or having silicone, which is very cheap, very affordable and almost everywhere, to the point where there are a lot of illegal like Botox and fillers and all that. I'll educate her on that as that, they say, cross that bridge when it arrives. Okay. So if she wants to be a lesbian, I don't have any problem with that. She can be a lesbian. And if she wants to marry another woman, it's, once she grows up to be an adult, after 18, she, you go out of the house, you earn your livelihood, and you do whatever the hell you want. You want to be on OnlyFans, you can be OnlyFans. You want to get into the prostitution business, if that benefits you, go ahead. She is her own woman. She can do whatever she wants. I am, my job is, until she is an adult, to teach her, train her, make sure that her education is completed. But once she becomes an adult and she decides to leave the nest, the protective nest, and start her own life, you can do whatever you want. You want to be OnlyFans, prostitute, gay, lesbian, have an open relationship, do. It's your life. I mean, I can only be a friend. So whatever has to be done from now until the formative years of, 7, 8. But I would like to believe that given the 100% attention that my wife gives, given the slightly strict rules that I have, and my ability, I assume my ability to intelligently communicate with my daughter, I feel she will listen to me. But then again, life throws a lot of curveballs at you. So finally, in answer to your question, if my daughter wants to be a lesbian, so what? I don't see a big issue. She wants to marry another woman. Congratulations. I wish her all the best. The only thing I wouldn't be very happy or comfortable is smoking cigarettes, alcohol especially, and big taboo, no to drugs. Okay? And yes, teenage, pregnancy, and sex. So I hope this answers your question, Mr. Sai Krishna. Thank you very much for asking me. And feel free to ask your questions with Ask Me Anything. This is me signing off. You guys take care.